There are many things that move through fire, and find...
Ado, Watcher. The Cantanichesi sent for me. It seems the Republics have need of me again, thanks to you. Do you have need of me? Good.
I will take this time to meditate.
At your service, I am ready. I would not have guessed I would find myself back with the Watcher of Katnua, much less at the order of Akanta. I know that you did not intend for misfortune to befall me, and I appreciate what you said in Queen's Birth. Perhaps this time will go better for both of us. You only have to ask. Que? Menea was a good companion and a skilled warrior, but her imagination got the better of her. It appears to have gotten the better of you as well. Good. I have no concerns, Watcher. Where I am assigned is of no concern to me. But I do think the Deadfire can be profitable for the Republics. If the Dukes need me here, I am glad to serve them. Whatever they are up to cannot be good for any of us. At their best, the gods are powerful children. At worst, they are little more than mad beasts taking out their anger on our world. I have little interest in distinguishing which type Eothas is. After we parted ways, I returned to the Republics and reported to the Duke's bells. I failed to complete my mission and had no excuses. The Republics had lost a golden opportunity to trade with the Glanfathens, and the Dukes were furious. They exiled me from the Brotherhood, scoured the suns from my breastplate, put me on a ship to Red Ceres. Diverus, I was lucky to escape with my life. I worked as a guard. Caravans, ships, wealthy merchants. I did not discriminate. After my exile, both my purpose and my pride were gone. The years have taken me from the Eastern Reach to the Deadfire. Some would say it is fate that has brought us together again, Watcher. But you must already know what I think. It is just luck. Time will tell if it is good or ill.
Well, that's it! For God's sake, I can't take it anymore! Oh, I'm seeing red all right, everywhere, and it ain't a passing vision. Pallegina, we're gonna have words, you and I. And maybe you'll even apologize.
Little woman making a big noise. When someone takes that tone with me, what follows is not conversation. In the Republics, no one would bat an eye if I cut you from gut to gullet and left you holding your innards in a ditch.
You can throw your threats around in an attempt to avoid this, but it won't work. I want the air cleared, at last and for good. The problem is, this featherhead doesn't know when to stop squawking obscenities about the gods, Watcher. I've been turning a deaf ear for too long, disgracing both myself and my god, ignoring the no-good, sour-sounding, moronic blasphemy that spews out of her mouth.
Per Complanca. Another frail faithed priest has come to mumble tearful protestations because I don't see the world with their blind eyes. I'm sure this will be as fresh as a pasture full of cow droppings.
Watcher, how can you even hardly stand it? Such hubris she's got, and in the face of so much evidence, you scarcely need faith. The gods may move in mysterious ways, but I can tell you they've noticed us, and they've noticed her with us. I'm beginning to think she'll sully our souls by association.
I'm working my way down from active disdain to slight regard. I'd prefer to give the lot of them as little of my time as possible.
The more she disparages the gods, the more she tempts ruination on her very soul. I can't just let that happen. Besides, her arrogance irritates me.
Of course you see it as arrogance. You surround yourself with believers. The very idea of disbelief offends you. And little girl, you have no idea what it is like to grow up being godlike. So do not presume to know what it means about my soul or my life.
That's why I asked you what it was like. But instead of ever telling me anything, you just give me insults or a cold shoulder. In this, it's her or me, Watcher.
She's devoted her life to giving false comfort to the uneducated and the desperate. Regale her with a round of thunderous applause if you want, Watcher. You'll never hear a word of praise about this religious theater from my lips.
Sounds like sour grapes, because the Watcher chose the path of righteousness. My side. I don't want to gloat, but... Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Too bad you won't learn much from it. I tried.
Yeah, right
Could
away.
I have a moment of your time? I know someone who works in this tower. An animancer named Giacolo. I'd like to see him if we could. Agrassim. It should not take long. I have not seen him in many years, and I wanted to thank him.
You feeling all right, Pallegina? You sure you don't mean yell at him?
When I was a girl, he visited me in the academy. He was studying godlike. Studying what was in our souls that made us different from other Keith. He found something in me. Something that resonated like a chime when he held an instrument near me. He said it was like this for all godlike. Different chimes resonating for different types. Indeed, he told me he was heavily influenced by Tooth's work. I'm impressed, Watcher. In any case, he told me it was what was causing my body to change. I begged him to remove it. He refused at first, saying it was impossible. When I told him I would kill myself if he didn't, he said he would try.
You'd really have done that? Or were you just saying it? Some Valians, that's just how they make their point.
I don't expect you to understand, but I was 12. My body was changing in many ways. Being the only girl, the only godlike girl at the academy, was unbearable. Agrassim. Giacolo was not able to remove the chime, but he was able to sever it. When it happened, I blacked out. I did not wake for 2 weeks. The Brotherhood ejected him from the academy for ruining their pet godlike. They assumed I would die. I did not. Over time, I lost most of my feathers. The shape of my nose changed. It was not enough to make me fully Kalbandra, but it was enough to keep me from wanting to die. When I looked in a mirror, what I saw was not a godlike. Not something to be paraded around. It was me. Finally, me. I did not ask for your opinion. Apologies, but I do not want you to have the wrong idea. I respect you, Watcher. In the Deerwood, we were companions. For better or worse, that relationship worked. I want this to work too. Per cum blanca, respect me and my vocation. Anyway, now you understand why Giacolo is important to me. If we can speak to him inside the tower, I would be grateful.
There are many things that move through fire, and finally...
Hope you're keeping busy, Watcher. We're still running some small tests. Not quite ready for the real thing. What can I do for you? Giacolo? Ak, I know him. He has a little laboratory for himself down in the Gullet. His specialty is godlike. Claims he can detect them in the womb. Giacolo rents a room in Xoti, the Hole, which is that grimy tavern down below. Why he seeks to bury himself, you will have to ask him yourself. Not many animancers down there, so he should be easy to find, if they haven't stolen all his equipment. Or at Ogori.
You can trust me.
See? Boss was right. We found it.
Need something? Lots of folks come through the hole, fresh face. Have a look around for yourself, yeah?
Oh no. This does not look good. Why would someone do this to Giacolo's work? I thought animancers were safe here in the dead fire. Even in a place this vile, someone must have heard or seen something. We should ask the owner if they know what happened. I hope so. Agrasima.
Need something? Can't say I know a Giacolo, fresh face, but if you're meaning that guy with all the fancy and a schmancy equipment, a bunch of pirates burst in here and dragged him right out. Now, the hole's no high society tea house, but that's still some of the weirdest shit I ever seen go down here. See, the pirates, every one of them was godlike. No doubt they hauled him through the Narrows. Heard him hollering the whole way. Poor guy.
What do you reckon you did to earn Helia's chime? 'Cause it sure wasn't from potential for this life.
None of us did anything to deserve a chime. Do not be naive. It is hardly a gift.
Can do.
What is it? What did you see? Medico. Giacolo abducted by godlike pirates. But why? He has always done his best to help my kind. Watcher, I have asked much of you already. But if you can find time to go to Dunnage to find this Captain Questline, it would mean a great deal to me. It did not sound as though he was in imminent danger. But I fear what they will do to him. Not in the Republics. I can't think of why godlike, of all kith, would have any reason to take him. Something strange is going on here. Perhaps it has something to do with his research. I am sure we will find out when we find Captain Questline.
Oh, Captain Parpito's never said a hard word. As we say, all the troubles away. Hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind.
There are many things that move through fire, and find...
Keep moving. This here is for the crew of the Divine Barge. You ain't a part of it, so you ain't getting inside. Have you tried the wild mare in Nekataka? I'm sure they have a boy or two who would let you call him Giacolo for a couple hours.
Per Complanca, let us pass. I know you have Giacolo. I have known him since I was a girl in the Republics.
So, why should I care?
He saved my life. He has saved the lives of many of our kind. Whatever you think he has done, you have the wrong idea about him.
Fine. I probably won't live to regret this. After you.
Nixe, I am Tatzatl, captain of the Divine Barge. What has brought you to this place? I see. We ourselves have been debating what to do with Giacolo for quite some time. We are lost in the woods. You will guide us out by traveling the branching paths of Altleja. A forest is defined by its boundaries. There are a finite number of ways through a forest, just as there are a finite number of ways this can end. I know the ways out of the forest, but you will choose the paths to take. A woman is with a child, and she learns that if the child is born, it will suffer greatly and have a short life. If she ends the child's life before it truly begins, is this good or bad?
Saw enough of that during the Legacy. Answer simple enough. When they ended it early, that was bad beyond measure. And when they didn't, same thing.
You discover a powerful new technology, but you are afraid some people may misuse it for ill purposes. Would you destroy the technology, regulate access to it, or make it available to everyone equally?
Certainly it should not be destroyed. It would only be a matter of time before someone else made the same discovery.
Well, there's always the potential for ill, but we cannot govern people by removing their choices. We must trust that reason and moderation will win out.
An enemy of yours is being persecuted. The grounds of the persecution are, by measure of your own compass, unfair. Would you allow the persecution to continue, or would you intervene to stop it? You learn that someone who does great good for many people is unintentionally going to do great harm to many people. The harm may not be great, or it may be so great that it dwarfs the good they have done. You have an opportunity to prevent this by killing them. Do you do so? Very well. Your path has led to this conclusion. We will release Giacolo and his research.
What was the point of taking him to begin with?
Giacolo has discovered a method by which one may detect a godlike fetus in a mother's womb. In the Deadfire Archipelago, parents consider a godlike child to be a blessing. From Bereth and Helia to Andra and Galawain, all are beloved, save those of Scan. Appearing mutilated at birth, many godlike of Scan are killed with the tacit approval of the tribe. Those who aren't killed lead miserable lives. I understand that argument, but accepting it would require me to accept a world in which we respond to superstition, loathing, and genocide with a shrug. I do not. We do not. That is why we captured Giacolo and brought him here, to decide what should be done about him, and his research.
And after all this, you're going to let him go because of how the Watcher answered your stupid riddles?
Yes. Our group was conflicted, so I posed to you a series of hypothetical questions, absent the specific context of our current problem. While you may have deduced some hint of the context during the questioning, it was a less biased method of reasoning than we were engaged in. After all, for us, this is a matter of life and death. There may be superior ways to debate this subject, but it is the best approach I could conceive. Mestre Giacolo and his research are free to go. Now, if you will excuse us, We must prepare for our next voyage.
Honestly, do not know what those pirates would have done to Giacolo if we hadn't arrived. And now we have saved not only the man, but his research as well. Agressima, Watcher.
Pallegina, is that you, my girl? I thought those pirates would have been the end of me.
Not if I could do something about it. I owe you too much to let something happen to you over some nonsense.
My girl, what that satyr said is not nonsense. He had good reason to be afraid. Research should not be restricted, but use of the technology, yes.
But who should decide how it should be restricted? How would that work? Would animancers submit to the authority of other animancers?
Perhaps. Old age has a few benefits, my girl. One is a measure of respect from your younger colleagues. If we attempted to guide them with a gentle hand, perhaps.
Well, it appears we are done here. We should see you back to Neketaka, Mestre Giacolo.
Before I go, I want you to have this, Aimoranet. An amulet of my own invention. It resonates with the godlike souls. Even severed, there is enough magic in your chime to activate its power. I appreciate all you have done, both of you.